Hey everyone, you are listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. I am Tejas and this is the Monday Night Raw review. And guys, before we get into this review, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more reviews and content like this. So let's get into this, guys. So Monday Night Raw picks the man Becky Lynch. She actually comes out and she announces, and then she says that she wants to become Becky Two Bells. And I had an idea if they could have made this kind of a fatal four-way situation that all the fans are talking about as well. That if they kind of decides to merge this title, it would be huge if they could do this, because we have quite a lot women's wrestlers now. So if they can move around in both brands, that would be huge if you think so in both the ratings. And they could do this if they can, if they decides to include Charlotte Flair into this mix, they can do that. And there's a very obvious kind of storyline you can do after into that, and you cannot make it around. But I don't know if they would, WWE would make it anyways. Then Charlotte Flair comes out, they actually take cheap shots onto each other about their history as well. And then Bianca Belair comes out, they she actually also says the nice things about, and the normal style of the cheap shots that they take. This was a good opening segment, I think so. And I thought about, and Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville comes up, and they announced Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair for the main event. And yeah, so I had in my mind they would do this match this week or next week, because Charlotte Flair is going to SmackDown, so they could not do this match anymore after that. So they did this. So I was glad that this match is going to be the main event. I was okay. It's going to be great. I thought about a good opening segment with major star power was there, so that's made the opening very well. Round one of the draft picks up SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch is the first pick to Monday Night Raw. So officially she was drafted. SmackDown Tag Team Champion Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso, and they were celebrating, and Heyman kind of looked and thanked kind of. So they were cut into the backstage, and Bobby Lashley to Monday Night Raw. So this was kind of a sigh of relief for me, because I didn't want to see Lashley to SmackDown, because that would have been a big kind of a negative point for Monday Night Raw, big loss for Monday Night Raw, because Bobby Lashley has been in the main picture of Monday Night Raw storyline. You can say that. So taking away from Raw wouldn't be a nice situation, because SmackDown has pretty much big stars. And yeah, that's but at the end of this draft, I had a mixed kind of bag. But yeah, anyways, that's a different thing. But the Sasha Banks also came to SmackDown. She was drafted, so this was also kind of obvious. So only thing, I mean, the round one wasn't shocking as well. You can say that. Then we get to the first match. Damian Priest, Jeff Hardy for the US Championship was announced by Adam Pearce, and they also said the Women's Tag Team Champion. Who cares, man? Again, Damian Priest, Jeff Hardy. This was a decent match. Not the match that we have seen before. They had a good match, but this wasn't like we were kind of expecting Jeff Hardy would be winning. But they kind of were teasing like Jeff Hardy winning the championship would be like Damian Priest going to SmackDown. Then kind of had a slight kind of thing, but I didn't thought about Damian Priest losing the championship would be a good idea. But he easily retain the championship. Decent match. Yeah, after the match, Sarah actually entered the ring and kind of spoke with Hardy, because he's drafted to SmackDown, and this happened at night one. So, and he's going to bring a different ego. So maybe a Willow Jeff Hardy would be coming, or brother Nero, that also the fans are speculating as well. Anyway, guys, there should be something new that Jeff Hardy should be doing in SmackDown, not like jobbing to the 24/7 guys, or some NXT guys call ups or something. You can. He deserves much better spot than that. Austin Theory comes off kind of had a fan moment, and then he says he want to take selfie and just clubs him off. And he said, and kind of had a heel turn, you can say. Austin Theory had a good impact in the debut of his main roster debut, you can say. So maybe we could see Austin Theory. Isn't Austin Theory into SmackDown or Monday Night Raw? I don't know, man. I don't remember these. I mean, I would love to read the any news or something to know about what's are the main drafts and how, I mean, which superstars got what. And anyways, this backstage Raw Tag Team Champion Randy Orton came back finally. So it's like I don't know why Orton is missing and then is coming, but it's very nice to see Randy Orton coming back, and he was interviewed back. Riddle's comedy lines are so great, man. It's very funny to listen to his lines actually, and he says that, is that a snake in your pocket, or are you just happy as I am? He says, and that was a good line by Riddle actually. And then Orton spoke about how he wants to challenge Omos for a one-on-one match. We get to the round two, and round two, before that, Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooke match was also coming up. Round two of the draft, Seth Rollins to Monday Night Raw. So this was kind of made, can say that Becky Lynch coming into Monday Night Raw, you not you actually don't have split up the husband and wife. So Seth Rollins to Monday Night Raw, great. So Edge is also on the, so they can continue their storyline. Intercontinental Champion King Nakamura. Okay, so kind of I was thinking that maybe, just maybe Pam Francis is saying that I didn't have a thought that champions would be kind of exchanging. But yeah, Intercontinental Champion King Nakamura and Rick Books to SmackDown. So Pat McAfee can do his thing, his dance, whatever he wants, and yeah, it's great. US Champion Damian Priest to Monday Night Raw. So this is also obvious. Sheamus to SmackDown. Good, very good that they actually had this decision. I did want to have Sheamus to SmackDown. See, so he actually kind of had become stale somewhat because of Damian Priest push. So he was just losing and losing in that championship rivalry. So maybe a new beginning, maybe a main title challenge for Roman Reigns for a pay per view or something. That would be great as well. And Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooke, this was nothing. You could not imagine Dana Brooke getting the win. Shayna Baszler wins with a Kira Froda clutch. Post match, she actually was going to attack her arm. So then Doudrop comes up. So think so Doudrop. I thought about that Doudrop is also going to kind of heel turn and kind of attack both on Dana Brooke, but no. Dana Brooke versus Shayna Baszler, I think so, but no, because Shayna Baszler was getting drafted to SmackDown, as we see in the later on the show. And Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Paul Heyman were also backstage. They kind of had a segment. Angel Garza, Humberto Carrillo, Mustafa Ali, and Mansoor was a third match. Decent, okay match, I would say. Nothing to care about. I mean, yeah. Round three of the draft comes up. AJ Styles, almost to Rob. So I was kind of like maybe AJ Styles would be coming to SmackDown, but after the night one, I had kind of in my mind that maybe we would not get, because they should have some star power. So AJ Styles, because Drew McIntyre has gone, yeah. So Kevin Owens is gone. So I mean, Drew McIntyre is gone, and another one also. Yeah, big women superstars also gone. So AJ Styles and almost to Monday Night Raw, Shayna Baszler to SmackDown. I'm very pretty confused actually in the about the results of draft. I would have to read this. And yeah, Shayna Baszler to SmackDown, Kevin Owens to Monday Night Raw. Good. Have a maybe having a new beginning or something. Let's see if he doesn't gets in 2 weeks or something. I would say that it's going to be that he's going to AEW. Yeah. Xia Li to SmackDown, the NXT call up for SmackDown. Second, I think so. First was Hit Row. And so then we get to the Biggie and Drew McIntyre comes up. They have a promo. So before after that, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. This was one of the good segments that this week's fired. This was interesting. They actually touch upon the history of how they didn't thank Dolph Ziggler because how he had the impact on him, both of them, because Drew McIntyre was the partner of Dolph Ziggler and Biggie and AJ Lee. You know that they actually also that shows the segment as well. So that was a good history throwback that they did. Yeah, so that was a good segment all around. And then we get to finally the challenge for the match, Big D and Biggie, and the challenge for the match. So Drew McIntyre they both got the victory. It was a not a very competitive match, but it was fun, I would say. Yeah, but after the match, Drew McIntyre then says that he wants to have WWE Championship match at Crown Jewel, and Big E accepts. So Big E versus Drew McIntyre at for the WWE Championship at Crown Jewel is confirmed. So this was also there, and then they had a 24/7 segment. Uh, just Reggie actually escaping the 24/7 guys. So then we get to the round four. Before that, Kevin Owens came up, and I thought about maybe like just have a promo or something. Yeah, just have a great promo or something, cutting off, not having anything to do, kind of. But no, man, he was just there. Akira Tozawa comes up and he just interrupts and he gets his turn. Just for that moment, he came up. Man, they could have done much of. I mean, they could have some spilled some beans for this guy's rivalry or something. I don't know. I don't have any trust that WWE they will push Kevin Owens. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, let's see. Round four of the draft. The Street Profits, Montez Ford, and Angel Dawkins to Raw. So this was also because Bianca Belair came to so there she he also come they also both come up, so we have the tag team should have, yeah, Biggie came up, so Street Profits, yeah. Last time they also had this swapping things, and last time they swapped the championship actually. And the Viking Raiders, Eric and I were to SmackDown, so this was also my draft predictions they would go. So yeah, Finn Balor to Monday Night Raw, and then they had the announcement that Finn Balor is going to be on next week. The both Demon as well as Finn Balor. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's interesting. Let's see what they're going to do. But let's see if he's going to. I think so. Maybe he would be sticking to some mid-card rivalries or something. I don't see him getting pushed to the main picture or something, because we have Goldberg's to land, we have the Big Drew McIntyre. So he ain't getting any 3 weeks kind of. In these 3 weeks, he ain't getting anything. Yeah, Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash versus Natalia and Tamina for the women's tag team titles. This was just average, just there. They both retained the champion. Before that, we saw Seth Rollins had the promo, having his happy moment because he came to Monday Night Raw, and he was asked by Edge, and he wasn't acting. He was acting like he wasn't aware of Edge coming to Monday Night Raw. But yeah, that was it. Okay, but then we get to the round five. In round five, we saw Karrion Cross to Monday Night Raw, Alexa Bliss to Monday Night Raw, which was kind of weird because I didn't want Alexa Bliss in Monday Night Raw again, man. Because you have Becky Lynch, you have Bianca Belair. We could have drafted Alexa Bliss to SmackDown, because if WWE works around anything, because they say something and they does something, because they said that the draft would reflect after Crown Jewel, but some of the draftee superstars were coming to Monday Night Raw. I mean, I don't know. So what the thing that they said actually. But anyways, if they can work around Alexa Bliss to SmackDown, that would be. But they did say that 5 feet of Fury and the yeah, her gimmick, that doll gimmick. So I don't know about what's that gimmick's name as well. Alexa Bliss to Monday Night Raw. Let's see what's in store for Alexa Bliss. Cesaro to SmackDown. So Cesaro, this was my draft prediction. Cesaro should stick to, and they could have Sheamus Cesaro, that tag team, revived again. That would be a great against Usos. That rivalry would be amazing to see. And Goldberg made his entrance finally. Goldberg cuts, and his promo, he wants to kill for what Lashley did to his child, and they have a normal kind of promo, and like they challenge Lashley challenge. So it was misunderstanding. Lashley said, and but Goldbergs want to have a match. So because he's taking big money for that from Vinnie Mac. So yeah, Goldberg versus Lashley is confirmed. It's a no holds barred match, and yeah. So yeah, so that was there. And Cedric Alexander and the Hurt Business climbed on the back of Goldberg, and then just speared him off, and that was a nice cool moment for Goldberg to look strong and all. But I don't know, doing this, it's a good thing for long term, because you're destroying your young talents. Because okay, it's one time thing, but you should not have a Goldberg coming up. I don't have any problem if we do kind of open challenge, and if it comes up kind of Drew McIntyre match they had in Royal Rumble, and then they had yeah, if he comes about for a one pay or something, okay then. But having extended amount of and just burying the young superstars in because he's a face. That's not a working thing for a long term for any wrestling product. Yeah, it's a normal thing that you expect. Seth Rollins was interviewed, so that was there, and yeah, I just said Edge being drafted Raw. That was yeah. Kofi Instant, Xavier Woods, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin was another match. Just another match. Didn't care about average match. It was an average match, yeah. And then we get to Finn Balor hype up as well, video package, and he's just coming back to return via the draft next week. Sixth round, the final round, Carmella to Monday Night Raw, Ridge Holland from NXT to SmackDown. So Gable Steveson, this is a big pick for Monday Night Raw. I didn't thought about Gable Steveson. We haven't seen anything from him. Let's see how what we have stored from Gable Steveson to Monday Night Raw, Sami Zayn to SmackDown. So hopefully Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are on the different brands. Always we see where Kevin goes, Sami goes there, and this was not the this time. Yeah. So that was there, and we get to the after that segment we get to the Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair's non-title match. This wasn't a championship match. The match was pretty good. The beginning was kind of okayish, but in the ending it was competitive. Both of them were reversing their finishes. That was kind of cool. But wasn't a great match that as I expected. Maybe they could give great match, but it wasn't like that because yeah. So I don't know if we're gonna see this match in because I don't know. I don't think so. They're going to do this kind of in Survivor Series or something. I don't think so. I think Becky Lynch or Sasha Banks is going to be into that thing against Charlotte Flair or something. So this was pretty good. I mean, the main event. Yeah, Lynch actually had roll up, so that actually I mean, had a major negative and degraded this match, and I didn't like that. So yeah, it was going good at the last because they were having competitive moves and each other, so that was fun to watch. But Lynch kind of yeah hits the back this manhandle slam, and then Sasha Banks comes just like they did with Charlotte Flair at SmackDown. Sasha Banks appeared in the ring and attacked Lynch, and Banks hit Lynch and Belair with double knees, both of them, and put down building their triple threat match for the crown jewel. And then Banks actually stood tall and to end the show. They ended the show quite well. The main event was pretty good, but the show overall was average. It was carried around by the draft, I would say. But this whole 3 hour was kind of okay, interesting. I would say this they actually tried to make this interesting via the draft. That was the point here. Apart from if we didn't have any draft, this is at an average show, you can say. Because, yeah, nothing there because the matches were kind of you have seen it. Yeah, normal kind of build up. So but again, I didn't have a major expectation for Crown Jewel. I'm not very excited for Crown Jewel. Like yeah, because but anyways, they have quite a match. They have actually announced for it, so it's going to be a good pay per view. Yeah, WWE is going to make a whole lot of money from that. Yeah, guys, this was the Monday Night Raw review, and I hope you liked my review and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more wrestling reviews and content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, and peace.